Hey everybody, welcome to week 3 of the course here. I got some scenery up here. There is just 2 of you in the course here, so it makes it a little easier. But what doesn't make it easier if you're not participating, if you're late getting your discussions in, because then classmates or can't reply to it. So this brings me to our topic this week about follow through. Um, so in your cases and other students, I mean, that's a common thing where we have things going on. We have jobs, family, other commitments, and somewhere something falls through. So that's where the follow through comes in. But again, um, I kind of harp on things about believing in yourself. Making a commitment and sticking to it. You've made a decision to pursue a degree, a college degree, to invest in that, to pay money for it, and so you're only cheating yourself when you don't commit 100% to it. And if you don't believe in yourself, then how do you expect others to believe? If you develop habits of not finishing things, and not just talking about school, but in life and jobs and everything else. Are you the dependable person, or are you the one that, well, we'll see. So I mean, and that calls for self-evaluation type things. Again, you made a commitment, to staying loyal to what you said you were going to do. So when we get into that, you've made commitments to the school, to yourself, and to doing, 5-10 hours a week, to it. You made a commitment, a promise. So the thing is, you don't want to compromise your own integrity, your own self-confidence, self-respect, the word you gave that, okay, you're going to do this, and then you just fall behind and don't do it, give your 100%. Every time you're late on an assignment, or like, and this can equate to anything in your personal life too, or professional life, if you don't get it done, then you're late or you quit, basically. Sometimes I talk about each week being if you didn't get something done last week, well, then you quit, you gave up, or whatever you want to call it. And I don't mean it mean or anything like that. I just mean just a way to kind of, look inside and see where you're at and how you're committing yourself to finishing, something you started. So, I use these running analogies sometimes about don't stop when you're tired, you stop when you're done. Same thing applies to school. I mean, there might be a reason you can't put in that extra 15 minutes, but is it worth doing it? Yes. So you need to make sure you're doing that type of stuff. If you say you're going to do it, be sure you do it. And so that's what my point is about school. You made a commitment to do school, to do the assignments every week, to put that 10 hours in, and so you need to do it. So, all right, enough of that. Upcoming week here, you got the 3 chapters on budgeting, variances, and more, evaluations. The variances remind me of my pizza day, so I got an example here. Oops. Like when we talk about variances. So when we're talking, how do you evaluate variances? So an example of a pizza stores here. I got like 3 pizza stores, and then I got the totals. So we got things like the food cost. What did the food cost? What should have the food cost been, or what was actually spent? So what I'm circling here is the actual spent money on food, the actual spent money on labor. So in this last column here, we got like combined stores, or if you were looking at individual stores. Then we scroll down a little further, and then we got what the ideal. What should that food should have cost? What should the labor have cost? And then you have like what we call variance. So right here in this column here, we got that $239. That was overspending on the food. We scroll down here to the labor, right? The variance. Got there, variance dollar, another $200. So that's almost $500 that was overspent, and that's where we get to the variance. And so how do you control that? How do you budget for it? Or is it, managers not doing the job correctly? Different things. So that's another perspective, maybe showing you how on a real business this stuff applies. So there you go on that. All right. So again, you got your discussion, the homework's the same, you got the problems, and you got your quiz. So with that, I'll let you go, other than doing my test question here. I got a 2-year-old grandkid there, what he's doing. Let me know what you think. And again, as always, you can get in touch with me if you got questions, you have problems figuring out these exercises and so forth. You can text me. You can also do the the inbox email system. So just get in touch. Again, 7 days a week. So, but don't let yourself fall so far behind that you can't catch up and you end up failing the course. So that'll do it. Have a great week and get in touch if you need anything. Take care.